everyone? Welcome to Jets TV. Please comment and subscribe, guys. Comment and subscribe, like the videos. Also, like and share the videos. I want to take the time to thank everyone that does watch, like, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. The NFL is here. It's time to talk football. I'm ready to go. But before I get into that, I've gotten a lot of feedback from fellow Jets fans saying, hey, listen, we want to hear you talk more about the Jets, okay? Well, we understand you got to cover other teams. You have, other fan bases that love to hear your analysis, but more Jets talk, okay? And I have other fans from other fan bases saying, listen, we get it that you want to talk about the Jets a little bit more, but don't cut us out. We still want to hear your analysis. We still want to hear your score predictions for us. Listen, I'm going to meet you folks in the middle, okay? I'm not going to cut out the first two games that I cover from other teams, okay? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep them there, but I'm just going to talk slightly less about those matchups. I'm not going to go as in-depth as I have in the past. And I'm going to kind of widen my Jets talk just a little bit. I'm not going to make these videos super long, super long videos. It just kind of gets out of hand. So I'm going to open up my Jets coverage a bit, and I'm going to kind of turn down my analysis for the other two games, but I still will cover your games, okay? So I'm meeting you folks in the middle. I bleed green. I love all my fan bases that talk and in my comments, and, we go back and forth, but I just got to, appease as much people as I can. So that's what I'm going to do. So with that said, listen, again, week one's here. It's time to talk football. I'm extremely excited. I'm ready to give you my week one predictions. So let's go ahead and get right into it, man. First game I want to cover from week one, Titans at Browns. Listen, you look at the Titans, I know a lot of fans are looking at this situation, particularly at quarterback, and they're trying to figure out what Marcus Mariota is and what he isn't. Some Titans fans are saying, this is the year where this guy needs to show us something. So it's more than what he's shown us in the past. Some fans are hyped about him. Some fans are saying, he's all right. There's been other issues. Some fans are saying, no, he's been part of the issues here. I know he's been bitten by the injury bug in the past as well. He's had some up and down games as well. But maybe this is the year where I think he's going to be able to kind of turn it around. And I think one of the things that's going to help him is Delanie Walker. Delanie Walker looks like he's going to play in week one. Looks like he's going to get over the injury that he's had. So he should start this season relatively healthy. Dude, if he's healthy this season, I think that's a big boost to the Titans offense. Because he's a very solid tight end, but he's always hurt. I don't know what's going on, with him. But if he can play, it's going to be solid. Also, the running back situation, I think, is going to help as well with the offense. Henry, he's dealing with an ankle injury, though. He should play as well week one, but if he does not, Dion Lewis is a guy that's right behind him, is going to be able to pick up. I know they also have a couple other backs as well, so they might go to that running back by committee thing with the Titans. But the Titans defense, I think, is solid, so they'll be able to hold the fort. But the offense has got to produce. You look at the Browns side of the football, man, let me tell you something. This team is really impressive on paper, really, really impressive. They've been able to really put some things together, via free agency and also the draft. You look at Garrett, the big-time pass rusher there. They drafted him, brought him in. They've also surrounded him with some stuff defensively that's really going to help him. And I expect him to have a huge season. You look at the offensive side of the football, you got Baker Mayfield, who's a guy, a lot of fans are hyped about. A lot of people think he needs to kind of close his mouth a little bit, shut up. He talks a little bit too much about a lot of different stuff. I completely agree with that. There's times when I'm just like, I don't want to hear anything else from Baker, but he's got weapons, and he's also looking to take the next step this year in his second year. You look at Jarvis Landry, a guy that's been doing this in the league for forever. I expect him to have a solid season, but they also brought in Odell Beckham, man. Woo! That's going to open some things up, man. Let me tell you, because this guy is an elite wide receiver in the league. I mean, you can get cooked, and it'll be an easy TD for Odell if you guys don't account for him out there, defensively. So with all that said, I am taking the Browns to beat the Titans 30-17. 30-17, I'm taking the Browns. I think they start their season off with a W, and I think this might be the season where they really change the narrative kind of surrounding that franchise. The Browns are losers. They've always been losers, and they'll always be losers. I think this team is going to be able to turn that around. So, again, I am taking the Browns to beat the Titans 30-17. Next game I want to cover from week one, Chiefs at Jags. Chiefs at Jags, man. Woo, let me tell you something. I'm starting with the Chiefs side of the football first. Patrick Mahomes, phenomenal quarterback. You look at the first year, were we not all excited about the things that he was doing out there? This guy was out there throwing no-look passes. Like, this was just completely ridiculous. This offense was smoking. I mean, they were just putting up 60 on whoever. Like, it didn't matter who you was, they'll put up 30 on you, and you can just tell your grandma about it at halftime. Like, they didn't care. They took no prisoners. I mean, Andy Reid was just calling plays from the play sheet, from wherever. It was just stuff he made up right then. Here, go out there and do this, and they were scoring. It was absolutely crazy. You look at this team; they're coming back with a lot of guys. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, who's ready to go. Of course, Patrick Mahomes, he's ready to go. The backfield, from the running back standpoint, has kind of changed. They moved on from Kareem Hunt. We all know, the issues that he had off the field that, kind of broke that up. But they brought in Williams. This kid is solid, man. But he's going to kind of be in a running back by committee situation. We'll see how that plays out through the season. But as of now, it looks like he's going to be the guy leading that committee. But if he can produce, and it looks like he has, I know he had a big, 62-yard touchdown catch earlier in this preseason when he looked phenomenal. So if he's good to go, I think he's the guy that's going to be leading that backfield. The defense of the Chiefs is still kind of in question. We'll see if they stepped up. I know they moved on from their former defensive coordinator, and they brought in new guys. So we'll see if this defense kind of follows the offense and kind of helps them, because that's what really hindered the Chiefs last year. They weren't able to stop anybody. You look at the Jags side of the football. Man, Patrick Ramsey. We're talking defense. Okay, you talk the Jags, you got to talk about this defense. It's phenomenal. Again, led by Ramsey, one of the better corners in the league. Some people consider him the best corner in the league. I have no arguments against that, if that's the argument that you want to make. They're also bringing guys in that can rush the passer as well and get after you. The big question about the Jags is the offense. What's going on with that? They moved on from Bortles. Thank goodness. That guy was trash. They brought in a Nick Foles. You got Leonard Fournette there, who's going to be their big offensive weapon. The big question about Leonard is, what kind of headspace is he in, man? What's going on with you, Leonard? It looks like, from all the reports, everything that he said publicly, is that he has some toxic people or toxic things going on in his life that he's removed himself from. So he's removed himself from that going into this year. He's in much better shape than he said he's in much better shape than he was last year. He's running a lot more. He's eating a lot healthier. He's doing a lot more things to help himself out. Especially, I think this is a contract year for him as well. There's going to be big expectations on Leonard. There's going to be big expectations on Leonard Fournette this year. So, man, if he can come out and be the Leonard Fournette that we saw in the rookie year, he's going to be a load to handle, man. I'm telling you, this guy is a violent runner. He's got great hands. He comes out the backfield to catch the football, and he gets going, man. Once he starts running and lowers those shoulders, you better get out the way or get ran over. So I'm looking to see big things from Leonard Fournette this year. So with all that said, I am taking the Chiefs to win this football game 28-14. 28-14, I'm taking the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs' offense is going to be slowed down a little bit by the Jags' defense, but they're going to be able to pull away late with a couple scores. So again, I am taking the Chiefs to win this football game 28-14. Last but not least, the best game of the week, the Jets game, baby. Let's talk about it. Jets, Jets. Bills at Jets. Woo, it's time to get. Listen, I want to start off with the offense, but I'm not, because there's more questions on defense. I literally could talk about the offense and Sam Darnold all day long, but I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to go to the defense because there's a lot of question marks here. You look at the matchup here with the Bills. Josh Allen is the glorified running back. Let's just get that out the way. He's a glorified running back. He's a trash-ass quarterback. He's not an elite thrower. I know that there's a lot of Bills fans that are trying to convince me of that. This guy is garbage. He's got a howitzer of an arm. He's got a cannon. There's no doubt about it. This guy can throw the football all over the place. That's the problem. The footballs are always all over the place. He has no accuracy whatsoever. He has no accuracy, at all. And, the more pressure that you put on him, the more you see him start to crumble. The big thing about Josh Allen is he's able to move and make plays with his feet, and that's something that we've got to stop. And that's the big question for the Jets, I think, is going to be all this year is, who are we going to get after the passer? Who's our pass rusher? We don't have one. That's going to be my answer, is we don't necessarily have one. We don't have a double-digit sack kind of guy. We got a couple guys, though. Henry Anderson is a guy that I like a lot. He's going to put pressure on the QB. Quentin Williams, a guy we just drafted. Phenomenal college prospect. He's coming in. He's looked really good in preseason. I think he's going to put some pressure on the QB from the interior pass rush. Another guy that I know a lot of fans are kind of pushing off to the side and ready to get out of here. I'm not ready to let him go. It's Leonard Williams. I know a lot of fans are looking at the watch and they're saying, it's about that time for you to start, delivering here, Leonard. Listen, he had a phenomenal rookie year. He's coming into this year. with the weapons that we have on the line, I think it's going to be harder for him to be double and triple team. So he's going to have some matchups that he's going to be able to win. And this is a year where he has to prove that. I will say that. I believe he's in a contract year as well. So he's going to have to put up numbers. And I think Leonard Williams is going to get after it. I don't necessarily think he's a double-digit sack guy, but I do think that he's a guy that's going to collapse that pocket and force the QB into sacks from other guys that are coming in as well. So another guy that we are not talking about a lot as fans either that I think has the ability to possibly be a double-digit sack guy is Jordan Jenkins. Jordan Jenkins, if you look at the stats from last year, he was one of the top guys that was leaders in sacks on our team. I think he had like 7 or 8 sacks. So who's to say he can't get us 11 or 12, maybe 13 sacks? I'll take that, dude. I will take that all night long from Jordan Jenkins. So if he can do that, that'll really help us as well. And I think he'll be a big-time contributor defensively for us, too, at that outside linebacker position. You look at our inside linebacker position, Avery Williamson goes down. He's a torn ACL, so Neville Hewitt's going to fill in. I'm really expecting teams, particularly the Bills, to kind of try to attack that spot. So we'll see how Neville Hewitt is going to hold up in coverage. He's a solid guy, a hold the fort guy. I think he'll be okay, but he'll also be in a rotation with guys. And C.J. Mosley as well, the big linebacker we brought in from the Ravens. I'm looking to see him really step up, continue to be, a big-time leader here and really impact this defense and really bring, that top-level play that we expect out of him. The second thing that really is going to hinder us is our coverage, and it's particularly from our corners. You look at Tremaine Johnson, he's dealing with the injury. It looks like he's trending to be back by week 1. If he is not, we're going to have some issues. Okay, we're going to have some big issues. I'm not going to pull no punches. I'm just going to say that he is back by week 1. I'm trying to be extremely optimistic here. All right, so if he is back by week 1, you got Roberts on the other side. But after Roberts and Tremaine Johnson, there's big question marks. I know people... You got Brian Poole at the third spot. To me, he's played pretty this preseason as well. So it's a lot of unproven guys after Poole, though. You got Nate Harrison and all these other guys. It's just like question marks. We don't know what they're going to do in our coverage. So we have to see what's going to happen because I think the plan for the Bills, just like a lot of other teams this year, is going to come out and spread us out. Go 4 wide, go 5 wide, and just throw darts. Just figure out, watch a guy get open and hit him. Watch a guy get open and hit him. We cannot let that happen. You look at our safety spot, which I think is going to be kind of maybe a saving grace for our cornerback issue because our safeties are going to be able to help our cornerbacks. And one of those guys who I'm extremely excited about is Marcus May. And the reason why I'm extremely excited about him is because of his versatility. He's a guy that excels in coverage, okay? He's our best cover safety, okay? Point blank, period. This guy can cover deep. This guy can come down into the box. He can cover slot receivers. He helps in run support. He's extremely versatile. The thing is, he's got to just be healthy this season. That's the only thing. He was only hurt last season. A lot of fans soured on him, said he was a bust, said he was trash, blah, 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 blah. I don't think he's a bust. I don't think he's trash. I just think he has to be healthy this season. He's going to turn a lot of those fans around easily because his rookie year, he was phenomenal. His rookie year, he was the best player on our defense, period. You look at Jamal Adams, who's really taken the next step. In his second year, he was great. I think he continues to come back and be a phenomenal safety within this league, or within this, organization and in this league, period. But I'm also looking to see how Greg Williams handles these situations. Again, what is he going to dial up? What kind of blitzes is he going to get? Is he going to, consistently leave our corners out on an island, kind of sending guys left and right, and how he handles, teams, again, game plan coming in and spreading us out. So we got to figure out what's going to happen there. Now, we're going to the offensive side of the football because if you look at this Bills team, they do one thing well, and that's bring in pressure, okay? This line that they have, this front that they have is kind of ridiculous, all right? And the question for us is our offensive line. We have some issues here. They all just got healthy, so week 1 is the first time that they're all going to be playing with each other in game action. I know a lot of people are looking around like, well, Joe, what's the problem with that? Well, the problem with that is when you're playing on the offensive line, you have to gel, you have to mesh, you have to work together. You have to know what the man next to you is going to do, what his strengths is, what his faults are, how you can help yourself within the situation, and where he's going to be. If this is week 1, they're kind of going out there and learning these things on the fly, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping we can kind of put it together, especially with Khalil at center. You got Kalichi Osemele at left guard, Beecham at left tackle, Shell at right tackle, Winters at right guard. Like, we've got to figure this out, you know what I mean? So you look at this Bills front, they got Trent Murray, they got Hughes, Starlo Tulete, Ed Oliver, you got Alexander as well, outside linebacker that's going to be coming on the pass rush. We have to get these guys blocked And one of the things that I really think is going to be in our benefit is something that I've been talking about here for years that Adam Gase kind of showed, which was the up-tempo offense. Speed, speed, speed. No huddle, go. Don't let these guys bring in their subs. Don't let these guys bring in different sets and be able to kind of identify stuff, calling plays. You got to go. If you've been out here, you're going to be out here for the whole damn drive, my friend, because I'm going to keep going on down this field, and I'm going to find these open guys, and we're going to score quick. And that's something we saw during the preseason with Gase. He was running a lot of no huddle, up-tempo offense on the first drive, and we were scoring on a lot of those drives. You look at our wide receiver position, it's something I really think we'll be able to take advantage of here in this game. Robbie Anderson dealing with a calf injury. It looks like he's trending to be back as well. If he does, man, I think he's going to be a phenomenal wide receiver this year. I think this might be the year where he has that 1,000+ yard season for us that we're all looking for him to have. Quincy's going to be out there. If Quincy's healthy this season, I think he'll be absolutely, tremendous for us. Jamison Crowder's a guy I look to really see have a big game in this game as well. Phenomenal wide receiver, came from the Redskins. He's a slot guy. Has some injuries, with the Redskins, didn't play much last year. Comes here with us, and man, he's looked really good. If we can get the football in his hands, he's a guy that working that slot. Once he gets the ball in his hands, he just hits another gear and it's gone. So those guys have to be big-time contributors this year for us, and they got to stay healthy. Another guy, outside of Sam, who's phenomenal. We're looking to see him take the next step this year. He looked great in preseason. Coming out there this year, he looks like he's picked up the offense really well. He has a command of the offense. But the other big guy we have right behind him, man, is Le'Veon Bell, man. We got Le'Veon Bell, dude. We got Le'Veon Bell, man. I want to take the time to really continue to say this. We got Le'Veon Bell, damn it. I don't know, it happened. We were able to sign him, and he's coming here. He's our star. I know a lot of fans are extremely excited about him. I am as well. Look, I'm not expecting Le'Veon to have 300 yards in this game or nothing like that. If he has 80 yards and 2 touchdowns, I'll be fine with that. 80 yards and a touchdown, whatever. But I know that he's going to provide something, that we've been looking for quite some time, and it's having that weapon. That guy that we can go to when all the chips are down, and he's going to be able to score, period. Le'Veon is a guy, a lot of versatility, come out the backfield, catch the football. He can be lined up. You hand him the football on a runoff, he can make plays. He's also a great blocker as well. So I'm expecting big things out of Le'Veon this season. I don't know if it's going to necessarily happen week 1 right away, but this season I'm expecting big things from Le'Veon Bell. A guy behind him as well that's in a running back situation, and I like him a lot, which is Ty Montgomery. Ty Montgomery is extremely versatile, and I expect him to have a big part in this game too because of his versatility and the things that he can do. Ty Montgomery used to be a wide receiver, man. He comes out the backfield, lines up, he can run routes like crazy, and he's got great hands. He can catch the football and go. So I expect us to have Le'Veon and Ty Montgomery on the field at the same time often, motioning Ty Montgomery out. He's going to get lined up with some slow-footed, idiotic Bills linebacker that doesn't know where he is or what time what time it is, and then he's going to get cooked, and then Montgomery's going to run in for a TD. I see this already in my brain. It's happening already. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited about him as well, and I think he'll have favorable matchup in this game too. So with all that said, I am taking the Jets to beat the Bills 30-10. 30-10, damn it, I'm taking the Jets. I'm taking the Jets, all right? Jets, Jets, damn it, all right? Look, I'm sorry. It is what it is, baby. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, We handling Josh Allen like last week's garbage. Just throw him in the trash. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So I want to thank you folks for listening. Without you people, man, I am nothing. Again, I want to thank you folks for watching and listening. Football is here, okay? It's time. Sit down with your families. Enjoy yourselves. Have your favorite beverages, juices, sodas, water, whatever. Get your favorite foods, your nachos, your pizza, whatever it is you want, and enjoy your times, all right? You folks have a good day. Peace.